different types of conjunctions.
I really recommend that while you're watching this video, you stop every once in a while to write down the different types of conjunctions.
Remember, you can pause these videos or rewind them and use them whenever you need.
That way, when it's time to do your homework, you'll have a little cheat sheet to look at.
So, grab a pencil and paper, a little sticky note, get ready to write fanboys, swabby, and famos, and it will help you moving forward.
And remember, if you have any problems, just send me an email. Don't stress. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello again, 5th grade. Today we're going to talk about the different types of conjunctions. There's lots of different types of conjunctions, and we want to make sure that you can recognize each of them before I send you off to 2 weeks of luxurious spring break. When I was working on this, I also found this interesting tidbit. I have been teaching conjunctions for 110 years, and I just found this. Did you ever notice that the or car at Conjunction Junction is actually carrying or, coal or? Interesting. I never knew that. So we've talked about the fanboys already, and how those are coordinating conjunctions. And today we're going to talk about swabbies. A swabby is a coordinating conjunction, and those will join two complete thoughts. Those are the clause part of conjunction junction, what is your function, into one sentence. It's a complete thought that's combined by a conjunction. They can be found at the beginning or the middle of a sentence. Now, what's tricky about these is that they get a comma only if they're at the beginning of the sentence. If they happen in the middle of the sentence just flows. There is no comma needed. And that's a mistake I see a lot of times when I'm correcting your teachers' comments on your report cards. I always try to put commas there. So the subordinating conjunctions, the swabby is another mnemonic to help us remember that subordinating conjunctions are words like since, when, sometimes a whenever can sneak in there, or wherever is too. After, because, that's a big one, and if. I would say, these are the words that you see the most often. There are other subordinating conjunctions, but these are the ones you'll see most often. If they come at the beginning of the sentence, like, since everyone was dancing, comma, we did too. That's what I was talking about. You need a comma after the first clause. Everyone was dancing. You have a clause, it's a group of words, has a subject and a verb, and then you have another clause, we did too. But if it comes in the middle, between the two complete thoughts, we danced. It's a short complete thought, but it is a complete thought. It has a subject, we, a verb, danced. It just flows. We danced when we saw everyone else dancing. Now, for years, your teachers have been telling you not to start sentences with because we often get it punctuated wrong. So many of the sentences you would write would be, I want to dance because this is my jam. You put the because in the middle, no comma needed. Now there is a correct way to start a sentence with because, but only if you have two complete thoughts. Because this is my jam, comma, I want to dance. A lot of times as teachers, what we get is something like that first sentence broken up. It says, I want to dance, period. Because this is my jam, period. Well, that can't be a complete thought. Because this is my jam cannot stand on its own. It's not a complete thought. And then just this word if someone wants to dance, comma, I will too. That's how you could start the sentence with it, or you could put it in the middle and it would, say it with me, flow. I will dance if someone wants to. The next type of conjunctions we're going to talk about are Thamos conjunctions. No, for you Marvel fans, it's not Thanos, it's Thamos, his plucky younger brother. A conjunctive adverb is a Thamos, and there are special adverbs that show the relationship between two complete thoughts. Now, these are really tricky because they come anywhere after the first clause. They can come at the middle, in a couple words after, or even at the end. And they are really fancy because they use a semicolon, comma pairing. When I get deeper into this in 6th and 7th grade, we kind of talk about the Thanos infinity ring representing the semicolon. But the Thanos adverbial conjunctions are words like therefore, however, also, meanwhile, and otherwise. Now you would see these in sentences like this. My fish was my responsibility, semicolon, therefore, comma, I brought him home. Or Barry's sister liked cleaning, semicolon, he, comma, however, comma, hated it. So notice it kind of comes in the middle of that second clause. And then you can even have one like this. I enjoyed Amit's performance in the ballet, semicolon. I wouldn't have gone, comma, otherwise. So on your homework in No Red Ink today, or your classwork, it's going to ask you to find these clauses, and you're going to fall into that lull of, oh, it's right in the middle. It's not always going to be in the middle. Sometimes it could be like the omit sentence at the end. Sometimes it can be at the beginning, backed by our because sentences. So make sure you're reading the sentences and looking for these things. And then lastly, we have the correlative conjunctions. These are two or more words that work together as one conjunction to combine ideas in a sentence. And there's no cool little mnemonic for them. I'm sure one of you could come up with something fun. But these are word pairings like either or, neither nor, not only but also, using as twice, just as or so, and both and. Something like, I will either have cereal or waffles for breakfast. Correlative conjunctions like they will neither cry nor whine about their homework. This was probably the most missed one on the Google form, was when we used not in nor. If you're doing something in the negative, it has to be nor, not or. So one of the missed ones on the homework was, I will not eat potatoes nor pancakes, or something like that. And a lot of you wrote or, which is an extremely common mistake, and don't feel bad about that. It's, again, really, really common. But just watch for negatives should have the ends, and that's a nice way to remember it. Not only is Sam interested in space, but she is also curious about oceanography. This one kind of gets broken up, the but also, and again, you'll see that on your work today. Make sure when you're doing No Red Ink, you get all the words in the correlative conjunctions. William wants to take both squirrel training and whale song identification in college. Wonderful classes, and I'm sure you'll get a job with those. So that was a quick little introduction to the different types of conjunctions, just because your work today is basically going to be finding them in sentences and then maybe plugging them in. You're not going to be required to memorize exactly which one falls under each category, just to know that they are conjunctions. Now, I really recommend, for those of you who get stuck with No Red Ink, especially on a subject like this with fanboys and swabbies and thamos, use a good old-fashioned pencil and paper. Write down the fanboys. Write down the swabbies. Write down the thamos. Write down the correlative conjunctions. It would be easy just to do a quick little snapshot of each of these for yourself. So when it says find these words in a sentence, you know exactly what you're looking for. And just pay attention to how the sentence is punctuated. It's always going to be correct. I'm going to do a few quick questions for you on the Google form. Again, just making sure you are using best word choices. And then, guys, that's it for grammar for until we hit spring break. Double check that all your work is done to the best of your ability. Guys, I understand technology fails, it freezes. The link that I work so hard on doesn't work. Just let me know. Write me an email so that and if you can anyway take a snapshot of what's not working so I can see what the message is, like if it's a blocked website or you just need to sign in, or let us know. And that's the same with all your teachers, guys. We want you to be calm and cool and relaxed. Just let us know when these problems arise. And the more specifics you can give us, the better we can help you. To say, I don't get it, I can't help. But if you say, I'm stuck on the thamos conjunctions and I keep doing it and identifying the other one wrong, I can give you specific help. And again, I'll still be here all week, 1 to 2 o'clock, and on Google Hangout, so I'd love to see you there. And once you're all caught up, relax and have a great spring break. Do some reading, and I'll probably put some links and such up there for you just to help you fill your time with that, with fun things. So go back to the video, write down the quick thamos and swabbies and fanboys to help you with your work. And we will see you all soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I really have nothing else to say. This was just too cool of a filter to skip.